Hey, what's good? Welcome to the MWYD, or Man, What Y'all Doing podcast. A podcast where we really know things that we've watched to give you our opinion on them because we are conceited like that. Even though none of us are really conceited like that. But for the sake of this podcast, we are conceited like that. I am the host.
Oh, we down. I just dissed you.
Oh, wait, am I technically, am I the host? Most of these days, like, I'm the host of the podcast. I'm not really, we try hosting, or quad, well, today we try hosting, usually it's quad hosting. I don't know, I'm the one that edit the shit, I'm rocking it. And with me today is Carnage.
Carnage Punch!
Carnage Punch? Oh, God. New Smash character, Captain Carnage.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that sounds pretty. Captain Carnage. Show me your couch.
Show me your mood. Show me your cast.
Oh, and then also we got a creative genius.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We do creative things out here. Like, you know, some of the stuff be smart, some of it don't, but we ain't real geniuses, but we geniuses, you know what I'm saying?
You're not supposed to admit that part. That part quiet. That's the quiet part. The not so smart part. You know? Everything we do is intelligent and genius because your name is Genius.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You want extra ketchup with your fries and stuff?
Yeah, Carnage film, you know what I'm saying? Like we genius, but we don't be too genius. You know, we got IQs and DQ and Dairy Queen and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You want Blizzard? What kind of scissors? You want Snickers Blizzard, Reese's Blizzards? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I twist it upside down, make sure it don't fall out for you. You feel me?
Hey, man, listen, man. All I'm saying, man, if you want that M&M Blizzard, you want that Heath bar, man, you got to go ahead and pay that cash up, man. Put that stuff on there, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you come in correct. You got to come correct with the Heath bar, you know what I'm saying? You want to get a Blizzard, you got to get you a Heath bar Blizzard, and that's how you do things correctly. You get anything else outside that, it's the wrong Blizzard. We ain't got it for you. You got to go, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying now.
Not me.
That was like part iced tea, part...
He said, boy, H.D., you feel me? You gotta get that Peach Bar Blizzard, you feel me?
Oh, you know what? Off topic, like one of the most. I wonder if it's still around. I gotta see that Twitter account.
Ever on topic?
We really wasn't. We wasn't, and we never are. One of my favorite Twitter accounts back when I was first on Twitter was the fucking Ice-T. It was this one account that all it was about was like Ice-T randomly discovering some kind of drug. Or like an SVU episode.
Oh wow!
And so every like once in a while, I would just tweet and be like, "Yeah, he was found full of silicone watts. It's a drug full of light bulbs and like something like that." Like, and he was playing.
Wow.
And that was the whole account. That's all it did every few days. I'm going to look and see if that account still exists because I haven't seen it posted in a long time, so it probably is dead. It was a bot basically, but this is hilarious. Yeah, man. Yeah, it looks like he was found with Funny Pop. It's a thing clowns take when they drink soda and honk their nose. It's real dangerous.
Twitter and the shit that you can find on there.
But the thing, like the way like it was built though, it was so accurate to how he's talking about like stuff on the show too. They find like somebody with like some kind of drug in their system, somebody passed out from something or dead or something. Like, yeah, man, he was souped up on codecatamine.
Codecatamine? I'm weak.
Cause it's like when I read it, whenever I read the tweet, I read it in his voice, so I could just hear it. You can hear that. Looks like we found the victim with codecatamine. It's a drug that has like 5 different types of Chex Mix in it. It's like, what?
Hey, that's crazy.
Oh man, it's such an old.
I think people just got too much time on their hands.
Oh yeah, that's too much time on your hands is like the boon of creativity right there. That's how things get created. Like, man, I'm bored. What if we got this thing here that makes sounds? We got this Dave Chappelle episode we like. Throw it on the soundboard real quick, and then suddenly you got the F Your Couch remix. That's how it happens.
Yeah, this is very true. This is very true.
Oh man. So what we normally do on the podcast, aside from talking about YouTube videos and the old dead YouTube or old dead Twitter accounts rather, is we go over media that we've been following, whether it's games, manga, comics, anime, movies, whatever is out there, whatever we've consumed within the last 2 weeks, and we talk about it because it's fun. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you gotta get all scientific with the shit,
Well, when you think about it and really break down the means of the podcast and why we do what we do, when you really think about the equation of the saffron star plus the okay, now I'm just making shit.
Actually, no.
Actually, no. Man, that's the sad part, man, with Bill Cosby being such a piece of shit. Now I can't do a lot of Bill Cosby stuff. I feel bad about it. I used to love making stupid Bill Cosby references from like YouTube stuff, and I'm like, man, it just don't hit the same now. Like, Cosby piece of shit. Anyway, so I want to go first.
I mean, I guess I could because I really ain't did much of anything, so I don't want to waste y'all time for the ending of it. So let me go ahead and start out with what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks.
All right, for sure.
Alrighty, and that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. Next.
All right.
Nah, really.
Yeah.
I haven't done really too much in the last couple of weeks, truthfully. Yeah, work. Back in playing Diablo 3 for I want to say like the 4th rendition of playing this game.
Okay.
I know all the stuff that's done happen with Blizzard, but thank goodness they've been chopping blocks. They've been chopping heads on the top for them real tough like. But other than that, I got back into playing this. Me and my brother, we were playing the little seasons. They're in the 24th season, which, just a little off topic, is just like, it's amazing how long this game has actually lasted.
24th season. Yeah, I guess, man, it's been a long time. Shit.
See, that's 24 seasons. Those seasons got introduced well after the game had already came out.
Oh.
So Diablo 3's been out since PS3 days.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's longevity right there. I gotta give it that. That's wow.
Yeah. And folks are still on this joint, and I still keep coming back to it. Every now and then I'll be done, popped it in and started playing again. It's been like almost a year since the last time I played. Now I'm back on it again, going ham.
Nice.
Literally. So it's I like it. These are the type of games that I feel like this is where you literally get your money's worth at. If you can come back to a game after you haven't played it for a long time, but you've been playing it religiously for years already, and you still can keep coming back to it, you got your money's worth out of it. Every single penny and dime. At this point, I don't really care if they do a lot of new things, but the fact that they keep coming out with new seasons and certain things now, I'm like, wow. They still working on other games.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what I was
it's amazing.
Like, we've been playing a game that long, you still playing it. Like that's your money's worth. I can't even complain about that. I'm like, yo.
For real, like I didn't milk the money out of this game. Matter of fact, I think I might owe Blizzard as much as I've been playing this. Well, never mind. I ain't never gonna owe no game company. Let's just go ahead and scratch that.
Right.
I done paid my $60 for your game.
Right, exactly. You paid your money for the game already. They good. They ain't you owe nothing, especially not now.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Nada. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Payment due 0.
Yeah, this is for real. Like, but I got back into playing this, so I've been playing this a lot the last week and a half. Well, for the last week at least, and then I started back playing my game I had bought, Black Desert. I just hopped out on that again last night. It's been a while since I played that, but
how is that game? Because like I remember when it was being advertised way long ago. I knew it came out recently, but I never did really get on it. Like I know the character customization looked really like insane at the time, but I don't know how it is now.
The character customization is ridiculous, bro. Like,
I figured as much, yeah.
I've never seen a created character suite
Like that
that
detail.
deep before in my life.
Yeah.
Out of all games, I play the hell out of games. You got a custom character option, create a character option. I'm damn near in that joint every single time.
Right.
Head
Same.
first.
Facts.
That's what I like to do. But it's just like, bro, it's hella deep. It's real deep. You can pretty much probably actually make a real person on that game, like literally.
So what is the game itself like? That's the part I never really got a chance to like
It's
get into and try. So I know it's basically it's an MMO RPG, right?
It's an MMO. It's an MMO RPG.
Yeah.
It's a little. I would say it's a little different, especially on the consoles. I don't know what it's like on the PCs, but I know on the consoles, as far as how. I mean, you already know there's not very many MMORPGs on the consoles, but it plays almost like an action RPG, kind of.
Okay. Which is good.
But
like, that's stuff.
Yeah, but it's really it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Like I'm still if I would tell you this, if you haven't played the game in a long time like me, you're more than likely bound to get lost at what the hell is going on again. So I had to kind of try to relearn the whole entire UI. I would say this, it doesn't have the greatest of UIs. It's not the greatest of it, but I mean, I'm on a console, so it's probably a little bit different experience on the PC.
Right.
But the UIs ain't all that to me, and it kind of doesn't. It's almost like it doesn't really show you how to really. I mean, it gives you your basic moves on the side, like your main attack and your second attack, and then later on, I started noticing that you can get it to where I guess it shows like all the other attacks that you got. Now I will say the attack list that you get is pretty deep. Like literally, like for instance, it shows you your main attack, which is like R2 and R1, R2. It's pretty much your main two attacks or whatever.
Okay.
So, but then it's almost like everything else is like a modifier. It doesn't show you the whole list, but if you press square, you'll do another attack. If you press circle, you do another attack. You press triangle, it's another attack. If you hold up in triangle, it's another attack.
Okay.
If you hold like left and square, it's another attack. If you press R1 and R2 at the same time, it's another attack. It's like literally attacks after it's so
very like
many
is
things.
it like man, actually now I'm thinking about like finish off. Is it more like a I don't want to say Devil May Cry because it's not like Devil May Cry. But you get what I mean.
No.
You get what I mean. Like more like an action. What is it? It's not an action adventure. What is it called?
Action RPG.
Not action RPG, but yeah.
Type things.
Like well, in the vein of like a Devil May Cry, where like you're doing like a lot of chain combos and stuff like that. Is there a lot of that in there? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's not Devil May Cry, obviously, but like that kind of same concept. Where you're like, okay. You just change the attacks together. This attack to this attack, this attack. I remember seeing something like that in the footage that I saw of the game. So I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, okay. You can chain attacks together. It's not like you would actually have to, but you can link the attacks together a certain way. Like I played a ninja class or whatever that's in there. If I hit square, which is like this, it's called a sacrifice dive or something like that, or something like that. He grabs you and he spins in the air and then kind of drops the enemy on his head, kind of like a little corkscrew slam.
Yeah.
And once they're in a down state, I can get up. I can use another move, kick them while they're down or something like that, or I can trip them while they're and put them on the ground and then combo them into something else. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's harder for me to explain it, but. Yeah. You can kind of trigger in different attacks together and string them together like that. So it's pretty dope though. I like it. I do like it. I wish it was a little more user friendly. I guess I would say, because it doesn't. I mean, like I said, the UI is kind of funky. And then I don't think it does the greatest of jobs, kind of like with the tutorials, although. I guess I need to go back and reread them as well. But it just is a lot of there's a lot of things in the game that I haven't sat down and understood completely yet. But one thing I do like about it is that there is a lot of shit in the game. it's like
Yeah.
it's like I might not have gotten everything down packed, but there is a lot of things you can do in the game, like crafting. You can go and literally like buy a house for storage purposes, or you can turn it into like a merchant, like a place that sells weapons and all kinds of. It's crazy. You can buy stables. You can buy all kinds of stuff in the game. Almost anything that you could think you want to do, you can probably do it. It's crazy.
Man,
It's
I
just
might
a
mess
lot of
around
stuff
to
that
try
goes
it out.
into
Finally try it. I wanted to play it. I looked it up by the way. What I was talking about as far as genre was I don't know why I had so much trouble thinking that hack and slash was a genre.
it. No, no, no,
But it's
no.
not.
It
Yeah, I can
ain't.
tell
It
you. What you're
ain't
talking about is not hack and
necessarily.
slash. Yeah.
Nah.
Then yeah, like I just brought it up now, just kind of look at it and kind of remember what it. I'm like, oh yeah, it is this game. Okay, it looks, man.
Yeah.
I remember when this game was first announced, like back in 2014 or some shit, and I was like, yo, this looks dope. And I thought about like, or no, let's actually say 2010, so maybe it was back then. But I was a PC gamer at the time, so I was like, well, I'm not really interested in it. But thinking about it now, I might actually have to give this a try and just see what it's like. But at the same time, I'm like afraid to.
I think
It's free. Yeah,
I want to say
free
it's.
to play.
I want to say it's free to play.
I wouldn't doubt it. That makes sense. Because it's
But
like
I know on the
mhm.
PlayStation I had to buy. I had to buy it for like. I think it was like $29, something like that for the PlayStation. But I think on the PC it might be free to play on PC. It's kind of got a free to play structure with it when you're playing the game too. Not necessarily pay to win, but it has its. Most free to play games you can buy like a lot of cosmetic stuff. Like it has a little store for you to
Right.
buy things, kind of almost like your MMO. I mean, like your mobile
Yeah.
games when you play
Yeah.
like that. It's kind of got that with it, but you don't necessarily have to go through those routes. You can literally play the game like
It just gets done.
without having to use all that stuff. And I think half of that stuff is there's a lot of cosmetics when you're doing the like purchasing,
Yeah.
but it might give you some like perks like certain armor sets or whatever. I think might be more cosmetic armor sets. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look too deep into that because I usually don't even try to worry about paying for that shit anyway.
No,
But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool game. I would say if you just interested in trying it, I think it's worth a try just to see how it is. But
yeah.
it's definitely something that's gonna take some time to get used to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I mean, so it's just like you gotta buckle yourself down for that learning curve. But other than that, it's pretty cool. I play it. Apparently Ian played it a lot. Well, not apparently. I know he had bought it like way after I did, and he's like at level 57
Oh damn.
right now.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
I gotta talk to Ian. We ain't
And-
in a minute.
Yeah, he
What up, Ian?
he be ghost. He be ghost.
Ghost.
But yeah, so it's been he got it way after I did, and he said he'd been playing it like crazy the last couple of weeks. I'm still level 20.
Oh,
I had that
hey.
mug for a couple of months right now. But I haven't played it like that.
Yeah, if you have
Nah,
blood,
so
of course, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I say give it a try. If you haven't, give it a try. If you like customizing your character, like at least, heck, even that's what made me want to buy the game. Is just the fact that the amount of customization in creating your person is ridiculous. I wish there was more hairstyles, but there's still a lot you could do as far as facial, morphing and all that other stuff like that.
right. Well, I'm yawning so much. Oh my god, I need coffee. Because I'm not even that sleepy. I don't know what I'm just yawning. Because for those that, if you see this later on, I'm yawning. Like, I apologize. I just woke up a little before we started recording, and for some reason, my body is like, yeah, we got to yawn some more. So I should have got me some coffee, but I can't make none right now. No, but then I was gonna say because like it's that, and then the other one I really should be playing is Fantasy Star Online 2, which I have not got a chance to like jump
Oh
on.
man, wait till I get my computer back up and going again. It's going down.
I'm like I think
Me and Adrian was going ham on that. Like we
Oh,
were.
Man, I'm surprised we got back. I didn't get on it because, like, I think the problem is just that there's so much stuff that I'm playing and so much stuff that's already out now that one part of me is afraid to do it because if I do, I'm gonna waste a lot of time on it. I'll be like, oh, time to play Phantasy Star again. I'm like, all right, because when I was playing Phantasy Star offline, like back when it released on the GameCube, and I still put like 300 hours in that damn game. So yeah, I can just imagine what I do now. But then on top of that too, like even though I played on Dreamcast, I put like 100 hours in that game too. I put like 400 hours in that game. I put it on. I had on Dreamcast and put my hours into that, and then so yeah.
I was about to say, let's just keep it real. I mean, you play a lot of Monster Hunter.
Well,
And
that's
that's easy to throw thousands of hours into.
Well, that's what I want to say. Cause like on top of that, like everything I'm already playing, that's why I'm afraid to get anything else involved. Because like Monster Hunter already takes up like to be fair with Monster Hunter, I play it religiously with friends on certain days. So we play every Wednesday and Sunday night. So those are just my guarantee. Like from 7 to like 9:30, we play Monster Hunter for a couple hours, and so that's how I've been building up hours when I play it. Except for like the first week. The first week I was playing it hardcore, and that's how I go in there usually go. And after that, it tapers off, and I just play with my friends. But through that, I've already built up 115 hours since it's released, and that's not normal for me in any other game. It's just like Monster Hunter and Pokemon.
Except for Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm about to say Pokemon. Pokemon's the other one. Pokemon, and I'm playing Pokemon again now. I've taken a break for the last couple of weeks, but I've been playing Pokemon again, doing my Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm doing it on my when I talk about my stuff. So yeah, but my point being is that's why I've been kind of apprehensive about jumping on any other like large game like that. Plus, I'm playing fighting games, and fighting games are a time drain. So, but I am curious. Like I might try at the very least, I might try Black Desert. If I can guarantee anything.
Yeah, I would say give it a try. I mean, give it a try. I mean, like I said, it's definitely something. Because when it first came out on console, I played the beta that they had for the console, and I didn't get into it like that. It was kind of like, okay, I don't like it. And just later on, and this is not the first game that's happened to me, but then later on, you pick it back up, and it's just like,
oh yeah,
this is actually better than I initially thought. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I would say it's definitely something I would give a try. I'm not gonna sit there and say, you gotta play this game. Nah, not one of those type of persons. You don't gotta play that game.
Right.
But I will say it is fun if you give it a try. You try to learn at least how it functions, and then you'll start seeing. I mean, it's a typical MMO. It is kind of typical, but it does have a lot more things than most MMOs that I see do it. It's kind of like on my Fantasy Star shit. Fantasy Star has a whole bunch of shit that you could do.
Right.
But
yeah.
it's kind of like one of those. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, if it's free to play or whatever, definitely give it a try. If you gotta pay for it, if you got a free trial with it and you want to try it out first, I would recommend that more than just going diving deep in if you're not really put the time into playing it. And yeah, especially if you ain't gonna put the time into playing it, then ain't no point in you getting it. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
Yeah.
No, if it's free to try, I might give it a shot for like at least a couple of days or something to see how I feel about it. I still so I won't go on that because again I'll go in there when it's my turn. So,
but aside from those. Yeah, that's pretty much where I've been at lately. I haven't done too much recently, so I want to go ahead and get myself out the way so I can open up the gates for y'all to go ahead and have the rest of the show.
Right. I will. Since I already kind of started going into what I was doing, I'll go into what I was talking about next. I haven't done a ton of stuff. I've only done a few things. I was talking about this before we started the actual started recording. But I did watch Marvel What If last night. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but my problem with it is it feels you can definitely tell it's crammed into like a shorter runtime. Because I expected it to be like 45 minutes or like 50 minutes or something like that to like really fit everything in there because these stories they're telling. For those that don't know, Marvel What If is basically like multiverse stuff. It's like basically just what if this person was in this place instead of this person, or this adventure, or this person became this person instead. And so the one that's released right now is instead of Steve Trevor, that is the wrong Steve. That is Wonder Woman Steve. Steve Rogers, instead of him getting the super soldier serum, an accident happened. Well, not an accident. He gets shot. He gets injured. And so in order to not lose the experiment, Peggy takes his place. in an emergency situation, and so Peggy Carter becomes Captain Carter. And so the story kind of follows their entire track, and like basically it follows all the events that you saw in like Captain America, the First Avenger, except now it's from Peggy Carter's like point of view. That's not a spoiler. That's like the first like 5 minutes of the animation. And honestly, if you've seen Captain America, Winter Soldier, if you've seen Captain America, First Avenger, you've seen this basically. But if you are worried about spoilers, you might want to skip ahead like a little bit. I'll try to remember this how to put the actual time spot or like the timestamp in the podcast so you know where to jump to. But yeah, it was good. It was good. My only, like I was telling you earlier, like my only problem with it is like because of the small runtime, it clocked in at 33 minutes, but that's also including the opening Marvel crawl, that whole thing, and it's also including credits, and it's including both parts of it where the Watcher comes in and says, "I don't do anything. I just watch these events and I share them with you," and that whole thing. So I think overall the actual animation was made by maybe 20-25 minutes, and it really feels abbreviated. Like it feels like it felt short. At least to me, it felt like it was like ran by really fast. That's probably also because I was really into it, but man, I wish they gave it an hour. Like I wish they gave it like a bit more time. It was just way too fast. And like I said too, anytime Howard Stern is on screen, I swear he's talking like real fast. He probably isn't, but it felt like he was like just Micro Machines guy at some parts. I'm like they were cramming a lot of dialogue into there, like just really high speed.
Wow.
It felt like, damn, they're trying to really get this through. And they definitely jumped to like the key parts of the movie, like for example the train raid. There's one funny part where there's plenty of funny parts actually, but there's one particular point where Bucky, after they rescue him, they go the whole train thing or whatever. They go and have that whole thing happen, and it looks like he's about to fall off the train, and then like Carter grabs him and yanks him up by his arm, and he says, "Wow, you almost yanked my arm out there." And I'm like, with a Soldier reference. Okay, cool, that's funny. Because in this one, Bucky doesn't die, or not die. He doesn't get frozen. So Winter Soldier's never even born. As far as yeah. And then obviously instead of Steve going through the portal or whatever, Peggy goes through. And it's different. I'm sorry. Instead of it being Steve getting frozen in time, Peggy gets dragged through a portal by the Tesseract at the end, and then she's up in the future. So it's like they made little changes like that were very interesting. And then Peggy, she's a badass. I mean, Captain Carter, she's badass. So it was pretty cool. It was fun to watch. And it was definitely like a different personality from.
Dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So it's definitely a good indication of what they're gonna do with the rest of the series. I already know from the advertising. They spoiled a lot of the what ifs in the actual advertising themselves if you've not seen them. But the one I'm looking forward to the most is gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy with T'Challa as Star-Lord, because I love Black Panther and I absolutely fucking adore Guardians of the Galaxy to the death, and I love space. Like I love space travel, like adventure kind of stuff too. That's my main thing, which is why I'm writing one right now. Haha. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that and just watching that, having fun with it, because I'm like, yo, that looks like it's gonna be dope. Yeah, that was What If. And then what else did I look at? As far as manga, I didn't really watch too much as far as TV show. I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff and like a lot of tutorials and whatnot. So, but then as far as manga I've been reading, I usually, like as usual, I read something and jump all the time. It looks like Jujutsu Kaisen is back, so that's cool.
Nice.
Because I know it's on hiatus because the artist and the writer, or the creator was ill. There we go. So I guess they're back now. So that was cool to kind of catch up on. One Piece came back off of a small hiatus, I think. So that was cool to catch up with too. Black Clover is proceeding. I want to say the last one of Black Clover when I read it. What happened last? My brain is forgetting what happened last in that darn thing. It was something that happened that kind of disappointed me. I was like, oh, really? That's how we're going to do this? Oh, no. It wasn't. It wasn't Noel's been trying to put up a pretty good fight. And then, like, it's having the common moment where all the friends come in, like, we're going to help make sure this happens. We're going to make sure you can kill Megicula. Megicula? I think that's the name of that demon. And then the brother showed up, and he's like, "Oh, I've been waiting all this time for you to show up, so I can kill you for killing our mother." So, if you have not read Black Clover, it's not going to make a lot of sense. That's definitely a me and X topic, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So I read that, and then I've actually been reading. There's this new one by the creator of Tokyo Ghoul called Chosen. I think it's Chosen X, and it's really
Interesting.
it's interesting because like you can definitely tell it's by the same person because it's got a similar like feel and look to it, like a very like I won't say horror. I mean, there's horror elements to it, but it's a little bit pulled back from Tokyo Ghoul at least, like slightly, because rather than being like these crazy wild looking like what the fuck demon abominations, they're all like animals, and so the main character gets like turned into a bird, but he doesn't know how to control his powers yet. Like
Oh wow.
the first like real challenge he's run into so far is this girl that is like basically a living Lamia or a snake woman. Um, and then he gets help from this other kid that was on this flight that got attacked at the very beginning. And I thought that kid had died, but apparently everybody on that flight survived. And then she comes out and she now has like explosion or like smoke powers of some sort. And so
Hmm.
it's really interesting so far. Like actually, I'm enjoying watching it, reading it. I want to see where it goes. It's just alright so far. I don't know how long it's gonna last as far as compared to Tokyo Ghoul, because Tokyo Ghoul is pretty big and lasted pretty much forever. But um, this looks like it
Last for a while.
might last for a while. Yeah, it might last for a good while. So we'll see. But I'm hoping it's doing well because it actually does look like it's pretty solid. And I want to see the actual growth. I hate getting into like new manga, and then finding out it didn't do that well. It died. Like Samurai 8 from the Naruto creator. I was actually, as much as people derided it and as confusing as it was at the beginning, I was actually curious to see where it went, and I was getting into it by the time I got to the middle portion of the story, I guess. And then it got the knees chopped out of it. So then next thing you know, it just ended it real quick. Like it just jumped way ahead and just like
Oh wow.
I was so sad about that. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Because it was actually like it was starting to get good. Like it was very nonsensical at some points. You could definitely tell that he was having some trouble like finding the footing for the story. But once he did, it started to actually take off and it got interesting. By the time it did, though, it was just too late and just the numbers weren't there. So they just like, yeah, X that. And now he's back working on Boruto. So there you go. But yeah, so that's the stuff. Boruto, which I think that comes out in the next couple of weeks. So I'm gonna check that out and I have an opinion on that on the next podcast. But because I've been following that really closely. But yeah, as far as games, to kind of touch back on what I was saying before. I don't know if I talked about this on the last cast, but I'm playing Pokemon Shield now. I beat Sword multiple times last year, and then I kind of put it on the shelf for a while. And so now I'm playing Pokemon Shield. But what I'm doing with Pokemon Shield that's different is I'm actually doing a challenge. I haven't recorded anything in the last week and a half because I've been doing other stuff. But I should be recording something tomorrow for it, and then putting that up on a channel on my YouTube channel in the coming week. But yeah, the challenge is I call it the Team Variety Challenge. And the main part of it is that at all times that I'm not in the gym, I can only have 3 Pokemon on my team. They all have to be different types. They can no type duplication, all 3 different types. But whenever I'm in the gym, I can only have 2 Pokemon on my team. And again, they have to be different types. They can't be the same. So I can't stack types like, so it's a rock gym. Let me just go get 2 grass types. No, I got to get a grass type and a water type or whatever. Mix it up.
Oh wow.
And then any Pokemon that beats a gym gets put in the gym box, so they can't be used in another gym. And I'm doing this, or I made this challenge. I started making this challenge for the sole purpose of making me pick Pokemon that I normally don't pick, because I can pick my favorite Pokemon, but once they get used in the gym, that's it. They got to go in a box until the gym run is over. And
Nice.
it's interesting. It's a weird set of rules, but it's also been really interesting. Like making my own. This is not a rule set that I found. This is what I'm making, or I made while I was on vacation when I was back in Michigan. And
Makes it challenging for you.
yeah, it is. It's actually challenging. Like at one point, fucking when I was doing it, because I did a test run. I didn't beat the game, but I got to like the 7th gym, actually I beat the 6th gym and I stopped on one file. So once I got to that point, like the 4th gym leader and the 6th gym leader both kicked my ass pretty heavy. I lost at least 3 gym leaders for sure, but the 2 that really kicked my ass were the Ghost gym leader and the Ice gym leader. They destroyed me, especially the Ice one, because she had shit I didn't think about. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I didn't think about that. So It's been a challenge so far. This new run has been interesting. I haven't really got that far yet. I'm just getting to the first gym, but I've caught a lot more stuff. I got a little too ahead of myself and tried to go to the Isle of Armor and get too far too fast, and almost got killed. I'm like, okay, well, because one thing about the
Gotta slow
challenge
it down.
one thing for me is like, or that I made as part of the challenge as well, is that you can go to the Isle of Armor anytime you want as long as you have it, but you can't go to the Crown Tundra. For those that don't know, Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra are the DLC areas. Or Isle of Armor scales with your level. So if you go to Isle of Armor early, it's not you can get overlevel Pokemon. You're gonna get stuff that's like level 10, level 15. You will run into level Pokemon at a higher level, but they will either destroy you or you need to run because you can't catch them. You're not allowed to. They said like this is a very strong looking so and so. It's like, oh, can't catch that, gotta run. Whereas Crown Tundra, it's the same. Like Crown Tundra doesn't scale with your Pokemon or with your level. So if you go to Crown Tundra at the beginning of the game, Pokemon there, first of all, fucking Peony destroys you because his Pokemon are all like level 70. So level 70.
Wow.
I found out the hard way. I was like, let me see what level his Pokemon at. Man, I went over there. He pulled that level 70 Caparaja. I'm like, what was my Slowpoke? What was my starter? Hasn't evolved yet. It's 13. GG's. But thankfully, like you don't actually like have to beat him. Your whole point in fighting him is to distract him so his daughter can run away and get and like escape the wrath of her annoyingly persistent and happy-go-lucky dad. She's a teenager. She's like, I don't want to be around my dad's annoying. Can you stall him for me? And then you fight him and stall him. And so either whether you win or lose, she gets away, and then he like goes to try and find her, and they go into a max layer. So technically, you can't really get anything from there anyway because the Pokemon are all way beyond your level. Even the wild Pokemon are all at level 16 and up. But
wow,
what you can do is once you get to the point where you open up the max layer, that place lets you rent Pokemon when you go into the max dungeons. And max dungeons are where you actually get like legendaries from and whatnot. And max dungeons, by the way, are really, really fun. I love that about Crown Tundra. It's probably my favorite parts of the game. So you can actually go in there and you rent Pokemon that are going to be of the level. So you'll rent like level 60 Pokemon or whatever. And so you can go in there and you can get from using the rental Pokemon. Excuse me. You can get insanely powerful legendary. Like I'm talking like getting Mewtwo or something like that. And so for the purpose of like going through the game, you can get something that early that's that strong, and it may not listen to you, but like once every 20 turns. But it's level 70, so if it's on that one turn, it's gonna kill whatever's in front of it. So, for the sake of the challenge, I've banned going to Crown Tundra because it's just too easy to go in there and get something that you can cheat the game with. So, with that said, yeah, Isle of Armor wide open. I can get whatever I want from there because it's all gonna be scaled anyway, which made it really fun to go around and explore and to try and catch stuff. So that was really dope. The other thing I am playing after talking so much, I think. Dre, I talked to you about this before when we had our one together. We did when I got destroyed in that Guilty Gear tournament. Like I was kind of done with Guilty Gear. I actually got back into playing it recently. I've been playing that a lot. I've improved. I actually switched characters, and start playing May. So I'm playing Ramlethal and May right now, and playing May has been eye opening. And it's helped me like, cause he's a simpler character, so it's been helping me like really focus down and like, okay, let me learn how to play Guilty Gear, just play this character and learn the very basics of movement and spacing and stuff like that. So that's been fun. I think that's about it for me. I haven't done too much playing anything else. I mean, I've played some stuff here and there. I'm always playing, like I said, Monster Hunter. We play that every Wednesday and Sunday, and it's been just ongoing. I'm just waiting to see more content on that now, but even then, I've still got a bunch of quests to finish. So, that is what I've been doing. The main thing I did that was like new was I watched Marvel What If, and like I said, it was fun. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm hoping the next one is the Guardians of the Galaxy one, but I'm not sure if it is. But I also hope that the next one is like longer because that was just too short. It was definitely, you could tell it was hyphenated. I'm like, damn, this is way too fast. This is like a Captain America first Avenger. What's the word? Synopsis, basically. So.
Oh wow.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, man, I just watched the movie set with a different lead. Okay, so yeah, but we'll see what happens with it. I'm looking forward to seeing more. And it's well animated, by the way. It's super well animated. Like it looks great visually. Like I'm glad to see it. Oh, there's more shows that they use with this studio or with this style. I hope it's not just reserved for What If. 'Cause that'd be dope. If they had something else like like an actual series that was gonna go longer than like one season or whatever. I mean, I don't know what if it's gonna be one season or not either, but like if they had like an ongoing story. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, oh, we're gonna have something with like, all right, new show with I don't know Spider Gwen. This is her show. We use the style. Then oh shit, that'd be dope. Like just a show they use and just make it long term storytelling. But we'll see what that happens.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, this and probably like I would prefer to be some character we're not used to yet. So yeah, that's all I got. Genius. Who was
Better up.
All right, so I'm gonna just name stuff off, and y'all can let me know what y'all interested in knowing about.
Oh damn!
I've been pretty busy.
Nice. All right.
There's that.
So on Hulu, I actually got into a couple shows. One being called Hellstrom, and another one called Legion, which is actually Marvel based because they focus on mutants, and the show itself is actually really dope. And they focus on the main character, who's actually like this really strong telepath, but he's not related to being like Xavier or anything like that. But I only finished the first season, so I still got to dive into the second season and finish that and see where they're going with it. But man, that show is like it messes with your head, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, because I think I've heard it before. Legion.
Yeah, there's certain times you don't know if the scene you're looking at is in reality, or if it's in his mind, or if he made it up, or if he forgot. Like it's wild, and I love it. I really love it, and that's on Hulu.
Okay.
I think it got canceled after the second season, not because it's bad, but I think because of it being such a success it was.
Right. Yeah, no, I remember. Okay, I know that sounds familiar. Yeah, I remember that show. I didn't watch it, but I remember hearing about it when it came out, and then it got canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope. Like it's crazy. It's a crazy watch. I think I posted this in the chat when I went to Drawing a Comics and I picked up 2 completely new books because I wanted to dive into something different. I grabbed Firepower, which is, I believe it's written by Robert Kirkman, the same guy that does Invincible. And I picked Seven Secrets, which is a Boom Studios comic. I actually like both of them. They're both ongoing series, so I gotta stay caught up with those.
Okay.
Still playing Honkai Impact mobile game.
Is that the link you put in the link you put in the chat?
Yeah, so I put that link in the chat. That's the new character in Honkai, and her gameplay and animations are off the chain. I was like, yo, they're getting crazy with this.
I'm just showing it on screen right now. Yeah,
I'm about to say, yeah, there's a lot of music and stuff in the background. So,
well, it's off right now. I haven't played. I don't think. Yeah, it's off right now, so it's not playing. Okay. But I've just seen the animation. I like the design a lot. She looks really cool.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really like about that game. The battle suits, a lot of them are the same character, but they're wearing different battle suits, so they all actually play really different. And they've gotten real good with like customizing them to have their own gameplay and stuff. So Honkai is super fun. I've been enjoying that game. Still playing Epic 7 here and there. I jumped on Hunter's Arena.
Yeah, I play. Oh, that was something else I did play. A little bit of Hunter's Arena.
I like that. Like, I think that game is catered more towards people like me who like. He's like, yo, okay, we got a battle royale. Everybody's shooting throwing grenades at you. Yeah, same shit. but now we got the battle royale. Like, okay, see me in these streets, nigga.
You know, samurai, like, you know what I'm saying? You want some ketchup, extra ketchup with your fries? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
I got a fork and some mashed potatoes for you. Get your ass over here. Hunter's Arena is fun. I like that. A battle royale with hand-to-hand combat. It's really dope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's much different. It's like a samurai ordeal. It's pretty dope.
Okay.
And they got some characters in that too. What else have I been watching? I haven't watched them yet, but I want to dive into the Rurouni Kenshin movies now that they're on Netflix. I saw the
Oh, no,
first and the
Netflix.
last.
Okay.
I'm hoping they have the second one because I believe there's 3 movies.
Yeah, there is.
So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get that one on there. Love, Death, and Robots. Watch the second season of that. I just love seeing all the different animation and stuff they do in that.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta watch that. That's another one I gotta check out.
Yeah, so I jumped on that.
I still ain't watched Dragon Quest die yet. I'm so
Oh
bad.
man, you got to
I
watch
know I'm
it.
failing, man. I gotta catch up.
I
And I
haven't. I
told myself
haven't.
too, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it while I'm drawing this week because I've been drawing a lot this week. And I'm like, all right, I gotta make sure I
I
catch up
haven't
while I'm
watched it in
drawing.
a while, but I highly recommend it. It's pretty dope.
That and fucking version Rage of Bahamut, Rage of Behemoth. What is it?
Rage of Bahamut.
Rage
Yeah,
of Bahamut
Rage of
version
Bahamut.
I gotta make sure I watch that too this week. All right, that's happening. I have to make that's my homework. I gotta make sure I watch those two. Sorry, go ahead.
I finished that one. I've been bouncing all over the place. I also watched Tokyo Revengers on Crunchyroll. That, oh my goodness, that show is crazy.
Tokyo Revengers. Okay, what is that about?
It actually has a similar concept to that X-Men comic I told you about, House of X.
Yeah.
So basically, the main character is kind of like this little wimpy punk guy, but he gets caught up in like a street gang war between 2 rival gangs. And okay, I guess I'm gonna try to break it down a little bit without spoiling it, giving you some of the stuff in the beginning. So what happens is, he seems like he's this normal everyday kid, and he ends up falling off a platform waiting for a train that was about to hit him, and he travels back in time like 12 years to his previous self. And then the story kind of evolves from there with all these different events unfolding and, people dying and certain stuff going on. And he finds out with someone else he can go back in time, but there's like specific triggers for it. And he keeps going back trying to fix this and that, but not knowing how it's going to affect the future.
Right.
But he's only capable of traveling back 12 years. So it's not like he can go back further than that. He can only travel back 12 years from whatever the present day is.
Interesting.
And yeah, being caught up between the 2 gangs, and there's a lot of stuff that revolves around the gangs and the members in it too. Like it's crazy.
I've seen like a clip of this on YouTube. I know it's okay. I don't know exactly what that is. Okay, yeah.
That show is crazy, and I love the fact that the character, the main character, is not like this big time fighter. Like, he's a punk, he's a wimp.
Yeah.
And he's trying to solve everything using his head. Like, he's like, okay, what do I do here? How do I stop them? How do I fix this? What do I do? And it's like he's discussing with someone else, you got to go back and try to fix this. And he's like, okay. But the way the story goes along, he's like, is this the moment? Is this what I need to fix? Do I need to step in? So there's always those moments too.
That's pretty sick, actually. Like, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
Good one.
Tokyo Revengers, was it?
Yeah, Tokyo Revengers. If you watch it subbed, there's 18 episodes, and I think dub is only at like 11 or 12 right now.
Okay. Might have to peep that out.
Yeah, man.
You'll probably see it in my previously watched list. I was burning through that.
That reminded me too. Actually, I didn't watch the whole thing yet because I saw a lot of it though on YouTube, which is through clips. It's this anime called Puppet Princess. I forgot about that. You kind of reminded me of that. It's called Puppet Princess. It's old apparently. Well, not that old. It's like late 90s, I think. So you definitely can see it in the animation style, and it's very interesting. Apparently, it's a part of like a little mini animation series, but like there's a bunch of movies that were like made for one project. But it's about this princess that had her entire family in the castle, whatever, gets burned down, except for all these dolls that she has, and she's a puppeteer. So, but they're all like warrior dolls, and so she's actually going to try and get revenge for her family on the person that's taking over the I won't say kingdom, but I don't know if it's kingdom. Since her family was killed, and then she runs into this. She's looking for this magician, but she doesn't find him. Instead, she finds this guy that's just a drifter, like a mercenary, basically. And then she runs into like a bunch of ninjas. They think she's like weak or whatever, and then she ends up being she's the puppet princess. So she like just has these giant like killers, samurai robots fight for, or not robots, dolls fight for her that she controls with like this like really cool looking string. It's like the animation and the style of it was really dope. I'm gonna actually watch the entire full movie sometime this week. But like I said, I saw most of it through YouTube, so I'm like, oh damn, this is like really dope. But I had never heard of it. I don't know how to escape my mind or escape my eye, because something like that was like really cool. I'm like, damn. So yeah, definitely gotta check that out. But I just wanted to mention that because I just thought about what you mentioned when you were talking about Tokyo Revengers. I don't know why it just popped in my head now. I'm like, damn, I forgot about that. I meant to mention that. So
yeah, Tokyo Revengers is one of those ones. Like it's really dope, but it's not being mainstream. Like it's not something that everybody's jumping on.
Right? Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I've been looking for lately. Like I'm looking for the sleepers right now. Like with everything going on, Marvel, DC. And speaking of DC, I decided to actually start watching Titans to see how that unfolds. Now,
yeah, I heard. You know what? I've heard that. I've been told that the first season starts off shaky, but then the rest of it is good. And from what I've seen, like advertisements and stuff, it's not nearly as bad as the first advertisement was. Like it actually got a lot better. So
yeah, it definitely starts off crazy too, and they're doing what I like with DC. DC being kind of a darker universe than Marvel, and yeah, they're definitely going there. With Titans.
Yeah, you know, I've said in the past before too, like, because I've always said my problem with DC isn't that it's dark. My problem with DC is that it was lifeless, and I think that's been the issue for me. Like, because you can be dark but still like have characters have life in them. Like, if you look at Batman v Superman, that was the epitome of like my problem with DC. The characters aren't really fun. They aren't really enjoyable. Even if it isn't a dark area, you still have that characters that have like multiple parts of their life, you know what I mean? So I think they get it now because they're more recent movies. While they can more movies and more properties, while they can be dark, they still have like life to them. They have characters that like look like they care about living and not being like this grim dark and being edgy. And so I think that's been a positive term. Like there's more variety in their characters and whatnot. And then you still and even then you still have room for characters like you know, your Shazam and stuff, or like Harley and Ivy. Like that stuff can still exist in these worlds. It's just when they made everything so dark at one point. They're like, how much edge can we put in here? We want to slice our viewers with our movies. And I'm like, all right, man, look, you're gonna be so edgy for us. Like, all right,
we want to get that vein,
right? You know, because like, damn, like, and so that was my issue. But I don't mind anything being necessarily, you know, darker, like quote unquote going there. That's fine. It's just you got to make sure that when you do that, there's a balance. Just like with Marvel, I love Marvel's like humor. But there does have to be a sense of. I think what Marvel does get right is that there's still a sense of weight and a sense of like heft to the stuff that they're trying to solve, even if it is stupid superhero shit with comedy thrown in. You know, I think DC does have does balance that out by being on the darker side of things and just, you know, bringing in enough. They have to bring in enough of that, enough like lightness to make it so that okay, I want to see these characters succeed. I want to see these characters go somewhere. Otherwise, I'm like watching again. BVS, I'm like, I don't care about either of these characters they introduced me to right now. I don't care about Angsty Superman or Murder Happy Batman. They're just there. Like, I don't have any attachment to them.
BVS.
I love Batman though.
Yeah, BVS is my top most hated list.
Yo, that movie was again. I'm not gonna rant on it too long because I can go on an 8-hour rant. But that movie is man, there's so much stuff about that movie. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good.
It was trash.
It was
trash.
Bad. Like
garbage, trash, toilet tissue.
Toilet tissue.
Toilet tissue, trash.
Use Kleenex.
Like a man was in the bathroom taking a dump and was like, I know the next DC movie, and made BVS.
Bruh.
Man. Like that movie has so much potential, and just like I just don't understand how that happened. Well, I understand how it happened part of the way. Really,
but I hear Suicide Squad, the second one, is pretty good.
I was about to say, I was going to mention that. That's what I wanted to try and watch that before I got on here, but I knew I wouldn't have enough time. and so I'm just gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it. If not tonight, probably sometime tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that. I don't have HBO Max, so I'm gonna get it. But yeah, 'cause it looks from the clips I've seen and just from what everybody's been saying, that looks like my kind of movie. There's a lot of characters that die apparently, so that's the one thing that's not my kind of thing, but also get why Suicide Squad, so that makes sense. But like, yeah.
I'll save my thoughts on that.
Oh, you seen it? You seen it already, haven't you?
Yeah, I watched it.
All right, yeah. This is the one rare time I'm gonna say, yeah, don't say too much about it. You can say general, like if you like it or not, but yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it like literally either tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it, so I don't want to learn too much about it yet. Only because if I was like far away, like if I wasn't sure I was gonna watch it or not, but I don't care. But if I'm gonna watch it, like I don't know, the next couple of hours, I'd rather like go in blind to see it.
You want to go in like Stevie
Wonder? Overall, what you think of it when you saw, like, just general speaking?
I still didn't really care for it.
Okay, fair enough.
One thing that both Marvel and DC are doing that I seriously hate is, and he was like this in the first Suicide Squad too, so it's not a big surprise. King Shark and Drax, Juggernaut, like your big beefy characters that are like, you know, threatening and massive in the comics are just muscle bound idiots in the movie. I can't stand that.
That makes sense. I would, yeah, that would probably piss me off too. It's like you can't replicate them the correct way in the movies, but it's like this is not
Drax
the character
was like that.
though.
I thought Drax was like pretty boneheaded, like just pretty much muscle man. Like he's not dumb, but
yeah, but he's still a savage in the comics.
I don't know if he like lost his savagery in Guardians though. I mean, he still was a savage. It's not like he was like he was comedy relief for like him being like just being so literal, and even he's not even portrayed as dumb in the movie. He's just portrayed as like being super literal and not understanding like colloquials and stuff like that. But I feel like he wasn't as egregious. I haven't seen King Shark, so I can't say. But I don't know. I thought Drax was all right. But then yeah, that's just me though. I do think it's annoying that like big guys, like big characters, like the muscle characters are portrayed as like always being like some kind of mental deficiency, like rather than just being like I will say that's probably why while a lot of people turn their nose up at Intelligent Hulk, I liked it. I'm like, oh look, they got a big muscle bound guy that's actually intelligent now, and I like this version of Hulk. I don't need like
that Hulk one. Wasn't he the gray one, the Gray Hawk?
No, Greyhawk is
Greyhawk is actually the original Hulk. It was basically Professor Hulk.
Yeah, Professor Hulk. Thank you.
The movie.
Yeah, it's Professor Hulk that's in the movie. But like Greyhawk is
Hulk. I decided this was actually just a few days ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rewatch The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Whoa!
And that version of Hulk is better than every version of Hulk in the Marvel MCU so far. They did it so good. The movie wasn't that great because it dragged on way too much. But the actual Hulk character, dope in that movie.
That's the very first Hulk movie. The first Hulk.
The first one?
Not the first Hulk, because the first Hulk was with some random actor and he fought like mutated dogs and stuff. That movie was terrible.
I'm trying to remember who that was. That was
that was the second one.
Yeah, the one with Edward Norton. Basically the first one in the MCU.
Okay, yeah.
The
okay.
one where he
it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fought his dad or something like that. The electric guy. I mean, not electric. Was he like?
No, he fought Abomination in the Edward Norton.
Yeah, Abomination. I'm tripping. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Dope as hell.
I always said it was a good movie. I always say I like the way that the Hulk was portrayed in that movie. And people tend to disagree. I don't know why, but it's whatever. The first Hulk was pretty bad.
The first one was pretty terrible.
Yeah, but that one with Edward Norton was actually pretty good. And then, you got recast.
if they would have cut that story shorter and did like a little bit more the second half of the movie with Hulk and Abomination, kind of like they did with Man of Steel versus Zod and the other two characters.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I will say that's part, like, I didn't really care for Man of Steel that much because, again, that was DC being like, how angsty can we make Superman? And I'm like, no, it's not.
That was actually the only Superman movie I think I really cared about. That I really liked was the Man of Steel.
My problem with Man of Steel was it mischaracterized. There was no character to like in that movie. Every character in that movie was just like, what the fuck? Like, they made...
Personally, I don't like the whole Superman universe, his whole story and everything anyway, but yeah.
You know what? I've come to come around on Superman more, but I'm not a huge Superman fan. I never have been a Superman. I used to hate Superman. I don't hate him now. I think he's alright. Mostly because of the animated stuff that's come out that like has shown me more of like what it's about for him. But like my problem with Man of Steel, like I said, my main problem was they tried to make this like broody version of Superman. I'm like, it felt unnecessary because it's just not really what that character is. Like Superman, if there's one thing I like about Superman, and I've always liked about Superman, is that he's unabashedly hopeful, and like he's just this like very like, you know what, I see the good in people, I see the good in humanity kind of character. For some reason they were like, we're gonna make Superman have a god or like not make him have a god complex, but make him angsty, then also have everybody kind of look at him as like a messiah. And I'm like, no, why are we doing this? This is weird. This is goofy to me. But then on top of that, they made Paul Kent. I don't know what that was about. I never understood that. I'm not sure what they were trying to go for, because the two scenes that messed me up with that movie, I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense for the character. It doesn't make sense logically. The first one was when Clark actually saved the bus of kids and accidentally was seen using his powers. And then he goes to talk to Pa Kent about it, and Pa Kent, and he's like, should I let the kids drown? And he's like, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, there is no way on God's green earth either of Superman's parents would have been like, let the kids drown. And they know that. I'm like, what are you, like, what? That makes no sense for the character at all whatsoever. And then the way they killed Pa Kent off, which is still one of the most hilarious scenes that has been memed to death since, was that damn tornado. So I'm like, there is so many ways that Superman with his ability could have saved Pa Kent and not been seen, and it would have been a big deal. And he looks at him and says, he puts his hands out, no, stay there, and then just disappears in the tornado. I'm like, what? Like, why are you trying to make? First of all, why are you trying to make him like Batman light? Like, no, that's not Superman's. It's the whole point of him and Batman clashing is that Batman's story is tragic, Superman's story is hopeful. Batman is like fucking don't trust anybody, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Superman is like, I see the hope in humanity, I want to protect it. That's the reason their ideals clash. And so for me, when that happened, they made Superman this angsty persona that's like all sad and broken. I'm like, I might move out the screen. I'm like, this does not resonate with me and like make me interested in watching the rest of this. But the movie itself overall was okay, and I ended up the last part of it. The fights were fantastic, so I ended up like enjoying that part of it. Even the part where he was like forced to kill Zod, I thought was all right. Only because like it did make him have to make that choice, and he did it to save people. Like, okay, well, I could see that being the case. It was still weird that he had to snap his neck to do it, rather than like, I don't know, throw him somewhere. But
oh, he did. Threw his neck away.
Right, threw his neck all the way over there.
He was pretty beat up at that point, though.
I mean, but it was.
He was getting his ass handed. I'm
not going to even like really say it was terrible or anything. It's because it's like it's movie logic and not even movie logic. It's storytelling, and at some points in storytelling, whether you want to or not, you're probably gonna have a scene that's not necessarily logical or necessarily words or can be explained away. And I'm not gonna breadcrumb and technicality and what if scenes away if they serve a purpose. That's why I'm not too mad. I'm not too mad at it. Some people were like really mad at that scene. I wasn't that mad at it because I see why they did it. I know what purpose they want to accomplish with it. They wanted to show you that sometimes you have to kill, and Superman was forced to kill when he didn't want to, kill one of his own, no less. And
I don't understand why people would be mad about that, especially when we got stories like Injustice. Like, I mean, I know Superman's the Boy Scout and everything, but yeah, he's not always going to be that way, even though he tries to.
Well, and that's the whole thing with too, like with the whole injustice thing is like, you know, it's another what if. It's like, well, what if Superman actually did snap? What would happen? And it's funny because I actually was watching clips from Superman versus the Elite, the animated piece where he actually like technically snapped. He doesn't actually snap, but he plays like he snapped. And yeah, Superman snapping is a very scary thought. Like that shit is like, what if he actually did snap? It was like, fuck it, all right, kill him.
Exactly. Like,
And,
I don't know if y'all watched the animated movie for Death and Return of Superman, the new 52 one where he fought Doomsday. Came
I've
out.
seen parts of it. I haven't watched it. I've probably seen clips of it. It sounds familiar.
Oh, that one is amazing. Even though it's a story that's already been done, the way it was animated and done in this one, oh my god, it is beautiful.
You know what?
And
Go ahead.
he was basically put in that situation again. Like Doomsday came there, he was destroying everything. He was beating Superman's ass, and it's like, okay, this has got to end. So
right,
yeah, when he's put in that position, he has no choice.
right. And that's
Doomsday fucked his ass up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I like seeing that's when I do like Superman when he's put in that point. So you gotta like really make that choice of like, all right, how far do I go and like, you know, do I become violent? Do I go to that place? Excuse me. And like I said, the animated series, the animated stuff has made me much more interested in Superman and the Superman universe, and Wonder Woman for that matter, and Batman. It's not like I've been anti DC. It's just that for me, for the longest time, the DC universe was Batman. And everything connected to Batman tangentially. I didn't care about that much. Like Batman and the Bat families, like Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, Catwoman, spoiler, fucking all those characters that were like in that collective was what I cared about.
You know, and I think you know why with Batman he's a more popular character in the movies because he doesn't have any superpowers for one. Number two, I think it's just more people can relate to his story in some such. Versus like your Supermans, other ones or whatever, but like I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think a lot of people can more relate to Batman and the fact that he kind of pushed that. He kind of was the first one in there to me in their universe that kind of pushes that. The original Batman is more on the lines of like the Dark Knight is more on the lines of that towing between good and bad, or like making good decisions, or is this a good decision, or am I doing this for some revengeful reason or whatever. It's just kind of like he kind of toes that line. It's like not like how some of the earlier Batmans you used to see sometimes where it's kind of like, oh, he's just super good, and that's why I think the Dark Knight did so well, because it's that original Dark Knight of Batman where it's like, okay, I'm a human, but the Joker is one of the ones that actually pushed him to that limit to where, you know, it's like, do I do good and be still like you know, crime fighter, or do I just kill this motherfucker because he getting on my goddamn nerves? It's type shit.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Batman really became as popular as it did. I mean, Batman's always been popular anyway, so it's not like that's a new thing. But I think what really like made the version of Batman that we all know and love now, that we tend to draw to popular, was the animated series. Point blank, the animated series drew a lot of people into that universe and made a lot of people more interested in Batman. Like Batman animated series was like that
because it was pretty good. I mean, you ever seen Superman's first series and stuff? He just cornball.
No, the Superman animated series.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
Oh, you want the
original old joints.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's the old
before
joints.
he came out with the animated series.
Yeah, but that's not fair. Batman's old animated series.
That was your original thought process of him.
No, but wait, but the old Batman is that too. Remember Adam West Batman? The old Batman show was a super good. Holy sharks, Batman. Nah, you can't do that.
Well,
you can't do that.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I understand. But
no, because Superman.
I've always been a Batman fan versus Superman. I don't normally like the whole thought process of a character damn near having no weaknesses. Because Superman, almost
You
damn
know
near
what?
had no weaknesses when he first came out.
I will
And
say
it's
this:
just like,
when I first like that was my issue with Superman the first two. I was like, man, Superman just ain't got no weaknesses. All he got is that one weakness, the kryptonite, and that's
and
annoying.
where the hell you gonna find that at?
But what I realized, and this is what I realized recently, especially watching like a lot more of the animated stuff, I think that like DC's animated universe, whew, they shit is they be cooking. They be cooking. They animators. If you've not, I mean, I'm sure you've watched a lot of animated stuff, or at least some of it. But if you've not watched a lot of animated stuff, anybody that's listening to this that's not watched DC animated like productions, there's a ton of them that you go watch. DC, they may have had troubles in the cinematic universe trying to build everything up, but they animated universe, crush, kill, destroy. That shit is just. What was that?
That's what I'm saying about their animated universe. Straight fire.
Oh, yeah, duh, straight fire. Fucking the Red Hood. That movie still resonated with me, dog. Oh my god, that was when I finally saw that one because my cousin told me like, you gotta see Red Hood, Jay. You gotta watch Red Hood. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it eventually. I sat down and watched that movie. I was like, bro, all right, they killing it. Then I watched fucking. I keep forgetting the one that had. I always bring it up. I always forget the name of it because it's like, I think it's like Superman, Batman, Apocalypse, but that's the one that had like Supergirl in there. They're trying to what's his name? Big dude with the Omega beams. Fuck is his name? Darkseid, thank you. How did I forget his name? Darkseid, who I also like, by the way, because Darkseid is a piece of shit. I love that character so much. He is just mean. He is just like, because he's like
piece of shit. I love you,
right? It's because he's just such an asshole, but he is so powerful. Yo, and like that movie was good, but the part that was great about that movie is when you think it's about to end and like. You know, because they get Supergirl gets kidnapped. Darkseid was turned into one of his furies. Batman, first of all, shows how completely of a sociopath he is, because he's like, I will blow up your entire world. and Darkseid's like, you wouldn't do that. You're bluffing. And then Batman repeats his self-destruct code back to him. He's like, you fucking wouldn't. And like Darkseid's beating his ass like, you kill me, I'm not. It's over. You know, I can't. You can't cancel this shit. And Darkseid is listening to him and say like, well played. Superman and all the others, they wouldn't do that shit, but you would actually gamble an entire planet just to get your way. And he's like, yeah, so let her go.
That's why Batman is the shit.
But like after that happens, and they show Superman and Supergirl go back home, and fucking Darkseid shows up in the battle that ensues after that. Whoo! Bro, I was like, all right, that was gonna be over, bruh. It was like just lethal, and I like the fact that when they had that battle, they wasn't like shirking Supergirl off as like she was like just half-assed or something. Like she was, first of all, she was getting it too. Darkseid was stomping her in the ground, slamming her everywhere. It was just like, wow, all right, yeah, she's being treated like an actual superhero. But then on top of that, just the fight itself, there's this one part where like he shoots his Omega beam at her and like the Omega beam like chase her around or whatever. She's flying all that shit. And I'm like, what is she going to do? Why is she just doing all this? It's not going to last. She flies back to Darkseid, grabs his head, like, on some, like, weird, like, I don't know how she did it. Like, she flips upside down, grabs his head, wraps his head back around, like, bends him, like, over. And then his Omega beams are still following him. And then, like, so the Omega beams hit him in the face. And he still survives. Because it's like, as powerful as they are, he still, like, gets up. He's like, oh, this heifer about to die now.
It's Darkseid. He's a beast.
Yeah, it's Darkseid. That whole fight, man. This is one of my favorite fights I've seen animated ever, dog. That fight was fucking dope. But yeah, no.
Watched the animated movies in order all the way up to the Apocalypse War.
No, I haven't done that yet. It's a bunch of them I haven't watched yet. Like I've been. The thing about it is like a lot of the time, like I've watched Apocalypse. I watched that one. I've watched like I said, Red Hood. I've watched a couple of other ones too. I think I watched Flashpoint, but don't quote me on that. But what happens a lot of the time is that I'll like see a clip on YouTube, and you know how YouTube works. YouTube like, oh, you like the DC animated clip. You might like this one too. Like, oh, what is this from? And I click on that, and it's like, you might like these other clips over here. And they're like, what are these from? And I watch all those. Like, you might like these ones over here. And I'm like, god damn, I didn't watch half the movie, but I'm watching it because all shit's dope. So, and then I go back and like. So I see like clips of movies, but I haven't seen all of them yet. There's definitely ones that are on my list though.
I
there's
have
a
to watch
recent Wonder
these though.
Woman, a recent Wonder Woman one that I don't know if it's recent, but it was a dope one, and I know it's one where she like basically had to fight Medusa, and I don't want to go into detail about what happens, but that battle, I was like, the shit that Wonder Woman did to sacrifice to like kill Medusa, I was like, holy fucking shit! Like, did she recover from that? Like, how did she recover from that? But yeah, like I gotta
Yeah, I'm
watch
gonna
them
have
though.
to go and watch these animated
Oh
movies.
man, if you not
I've
watching,
watched
oh
some
my
of the
god, a lot of them are
If
on
you
I've
got
seen
Netflix.
some of the I've seen some of the ones like for the Marvel universe, like Wolverine versus who the hell is he fighting? I can't think of who is he fighting. I think it was Wolverine versus the Hulk or something
I think
like
that
that.
sounds familiar. Yeah.
yeah,
That shit was crazy as hell.
You know the funny thing about it is like, I mean, keep in mind, I'm definitely when it comes to like DC versus Marvel debate, I'm obviously more of a Marvel guy, but I like both of them. So let me not just put it out there like that. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, I followed Power Girl. I followed Power Girl too for a while. But anyway, it's weird because like Marvel's animated movies, like they have a few bangers, but the rest they honestly don't touch the DC ones. I'm just being real. Like, and I'm not even trying to overhype them. Like, it just the DC movies, the
Yeah, you're
animated ones,
probably right.
man, oh
Into
my
the
god,
Spider-Verse is literally the best animated Marvel movie.
by a fucking land, like by a fucking large acre. It is the best Marvel movie that they've animated movie, and it was done by Sony.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, like man, DC's animated stuff, dude. Oh my god, even their TV show, like what's the name? The Harley Quinn show was like fucking hilarious. I gotta watch more of it because I only watched like a couple of episodes, but I gotta catch up on it since like we're going to season 3 soon, if it's not already out. But that show was fucking hilarious, and it's another DC animated piece right there.
I don't like that character. I can't watch Harley Quinn.
Oh, never mind. Then. I love Harley. She's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I'm not a big Harley Quinn fan.
I am a huge.
I mean, she's a great addition with Joker, but yeah, her by herself, it might be a little too annoying for me to deal with.
I can't. I'm so glad she's no longer with Joker. I'm glad she evolved past that. Honestly,
Mr. J, the old school Batman.
yeah. Even that show though, she eventually got mostly away from Joker, which I was glad to see because like I think that was good for her character's evolution because like that relationship was clearly abusive and toxic, and it's like I'm not comfortable watching this shit. Like it's funny in certain instances, but like damn, like especially in the comic and shit, and like how far he goes and like just fucking destroys her. I'm like man, but it was cathartic to see her like finally like legit just like fuck you. If I see you again, I'll kill you. In the comic, I'm like all right, I'm cool with this. Good for her.
She had to have a breaking point at some point.
Right.
Like I said, that's what Joker did to Batman.
Right.
But
Right.
you know, too, that's like such an amazing dynamic, and it's even created some dope fan stories too.
Which one? The Batman and Joker?
Yeah, where I'm gonna have to find it again because I don't want to try to explain it without remembering it exactly. But there's been some dope like fan stories based on their relationship and who the Joker might actually be, or if this is like reality or a dream for Batman, and it's his subconscious. Like there's a lot of crazy stuff out there that I thought was some dope stories.
Oh
But,
yeah, man. Fan fiction is actually really good, and I fully support fan fiction. I need to read more fan fiction honestly because I used to read fan fiction back
is
in the day.
amazing.
I used to read it way back when I just kind of stopped because I got other stuff. But like fans really do come up with some. But the thing is too, like for those that are like interested in getting into writing and whatnot, this is my writing portion of the podcast. Fan fiction is a good place to start because if you're gonna work on shows and stuff like that, they're gonna want to see if you can like. They're gonna probably want you to work on somebody else's property first. If you're trying to get into like that kind of industry, so you getting your teeth cut or cutting your teeth on like writing fan fiction or writing other people's stuff is or properties is pretty awesome. Obviously, you can't publish it as your own. You have to do something like Stephanie Meyer did. I think her name was Stephanie Meyer. Was that no? Who was it? I forget the author that did it. Because when I think it was 50 Shades of Grey is like supposed to be Twilight fan fiction, and then she just renamed all the characters, which whatever you think about those stories about 50 Shades of Grey or about Twilight or whatever, like they were successful by doing that and like learning from those experiences. So fan fiction is a good exercise, but it's also just fun to do. I also have written fan fiction before, and you will never find it. There you go. All right, move.
All right, real quick.
What activity is that?
Take off. I'm gonna start getting dinner ready for these girls. But
that's cool.
If there's any Batman comic you should read, it should be Dark Knight's Metal, the Batman Who Laughs. That, or if you don't read it, you go to what's his YouTube channel? Comics Explained. That story is dope. Man, it's so good. So the Batman Who Laughs from Dark Knight Metal. Man, if you gotta listen to him explain it, listen to him explain it. But it is such a dope story.
All right,
nice.
I think I heard that before too, so I might give it a look too and check it out. And yeah, honestly, we could probably ended pretty much right there. I think we covered a lot of stuff, covered a lot of ground. And it's already an hour and a half, which is great because that's how long it's supposed to last, not 3 hours. So that's good.
We're sorry we disappointed y'all with the short show today.
Short show my ass. Here's the thing: we can do 3-hour podcasts. The problem is when we do that, I gotta edit it. It's 3 hours of material I listen to. I'm all right.
You're okay. You're okay.
I like how you speaking for me. I appreciate that. You got it. Don't worry about it. Is that the pep talk right there? You got it.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Give me the old coach. Coach, my ankle broke. Yeah, it's all right, boy. Run it off. My ankle broke, coach. run off, boy. Run 10 laps. Go ahead. You got it.
It's all right. You know, if you keep working, then you won't feel it. You feel?
What you want, some tussin? Get your ass out there and run, boy. You know what you're going to do? You're going to run. You're going to get on that line.
Everybody get on the line.
Everybody get on
you
the line.
don't want to run? Y'all get on the line. Boy, you better run. We don't feel like running either. Boy, get on the line. Matter of fact, don't even worry about it. Everybody get on the line. Everybody. It's for everybody.
We ran that into the ground back in
what
the
haven't we ran into the ground?
I know. We run everything. That's the whole point. We run everything into the ground. That's the whole point.
Oh boy!
Man. All right, y'all. We gonna call it there. Thank you for checking this out. Hope you appreciate it. I hope y'all appreciate what we're doing for y'all. No, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We appreciate you listening to it. Feel free to drop some comments. Let us know what you think. I think I'm gonna try and do like a question of the day or a question of the week, question of 2 weeks, or question of the week.
That's
which
actually
is
pretty dope idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to incorporate more user like feedback into the podcast too. And like I said, I think next time what I'll do for the next one, in fact, I'm pretty positive I'll get an overlay and we'll stream it and then we'll take stuff live. But like yeah, for this one we'll just keep it simple. Which one are you? Are you DC animated or Marvel animated? And if so, what do you think is their best one that proves your point? Which one do you think is the one that like, yo, this is the side I'm on. DC animated. Here's the movie. Here's what it is. Like, actually, you know what? No, actually, let me take that. What is your favorite animated property? You don't have to be better than Marvel or DC. Just what's your favorite animated comic movie? Just period. Animated though, not like live action. What's your favorite animated comic movie?
Spawn.
Mine is.
I was just randomly saying something, but
Spawn
Spawn was
counts.
pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it counts. If I had to pick one for my favorite, and I won't go into detail, I'm just gonna say what it is. My favorite is probably it's between Batman, Superman, Apocalypse, and between Red Hood. Those are my two. But I'm also behind on a lot of them, so I got to catch up. I still haven't manned up and watched Invincible yet, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the question. You guys have a good one, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
peace, everybody.
What he said. Peace.
Also, fuck your couch.